Welcome back to the Golf Ireland show. This month we bring you to the sunny climes of Portugal. So come with us on a tour of some of Estoril's finest gems, Penalonga, Praia del Rei and the newly opened Bom Sucesso. But all of that is just to whet your appetite for the exciting climax of the Open de Estoril. We also catch up with some of Spain's favourite golfing sons, but first it's off to Portugal. Jason, thank you very much for having us here today. It's a real challenge of a golf course.
It is indeed, especially when the wind's blowing as it has done in the last few days, and today was no exception. Penalonga in the wind probably goes back to its inception in the early 90s. We do get the wind throughout the year. In the early 1990s we developed two golf courses here. Both are Robert Trent Jones II designed. The Atlantic course, the more famous of the two, being the championship course, and has also played host on two occasions to the Portugal Open.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of history around this area.
Tremendous, particularly in this region, the Sintra region. We're actually in a UNESCO registered national park, and it's totally protected, the whole region where we're in. So to combine nature and golf is usually what a lot of people enjoy and come to expect.
One thing I noticed was very unusual. Maybe you brought it with from Australia yourself, but a lot of eucalyptus trees, so some great flowers and fauna out there. Yes,
very much like home. When I wander around the property from day-to-day basis, it does remind me of such, but very unique also. The landscape here with the mountains on one side and views of the Atlantic Ocean on the other. You won't get that in Australia, so this is a very unique part of the world.
For the non-golfers in the family, there are other options. MotoGP, the home of Estoril GP track, is just a short distance from the course and is visible from the 12th tee. And for the football fans, Benfica and Sporting Lisbon, two of the most famous clubs in Portugal, are only about a 15-20 minute drive from the course. The signature hole on the Atlantic course is undoubtedly the par 5 16th. It starts off with an elevated tee heading downhill amongst the forest. Both sides of the hole are tree-lined, so accuracy is at a premium. If you play too safe and drive to the left, then a large bunker and extra distance to the pin will punish you. However, being greedy and taking on too much of the right-hand corner of the trees is even more penalising. Once in the fairway, it's quite sheltered from the breeze, so you can be easily deceived with your approach shot, so beware. The green is highly elevated, so take an extra club. This is a championship hole to test the strongest of games and can make or break a score. When visiting Portugal, it is a waste not to enjoy their rugged coastline, especially for golfers who are not afraid of windy conditions. So, the next step on our Estoril explorations was Praia del Rei. This course was opened in June 1997, having been designed by American architect Cable Robinson. He's earned quite a reputation around Europe, having been responsible for La Cala in Spain and Aphrodite in Cyprus, in addition to a number of respected tracks in the US. This challenging course is not for beginners, as it boasts a tough par 73 stretching over 7,000 yards, and you must have a minimum handicap of 28 for men and 36 for women, as well as a handicap certificate. From the par 5 second hole, the course reveals the Atlantic Ocean, and the terrain has a distinct links feel to it, which could explain why so many Irish accents could be heard in the clubhouse. But the sixth weaves its way back inland through dense pine forest, so accuracy is at a premium on the narrow, tree-lined ryegrass fairways. As the back nine starts, the sea is in view again, but nerves may get the better of some golfers and any errant shots will pay the price. This challenging course, located less than an hour north of Lisbon, has seen its fair share of tournament golf. Not only has it hosted several Lisbon International Amateur Championships, but for 3 years it was the home of the European Cup, popularly known as the War of the Sexes, since it pitted a team from the Ladies European Tour against a team from the Seniors Tour. In order to preserve the peace, we won't reveal who the champions were. This combination of parkland and coastal golf is pretty unusual, so it is worth a visit for the adventurous golfer. The par 4 13th is probably the signature hole, as its tee is perched in the highest point of the Praia Cliffs, and it takes a courageous drive to find the centre of the fairway. And even then, the Atlantic waves are hungrily waiting any stray approach shots. Having visited a seaside links course and a wood traditional track, we decided to complete our journey through the region of Estoril with a look at the futuristic approach to golf design. Bom Sucesso came on the international radar when 5-time European Tour winner Barry Lane tipped us off to this newly unveiled course.
and that he specifically mentioned the fact that normally you might have good greens and tees, but the fairways are spectacular and the roughs as well are well developed, so it's a good course already.
The topography on this piece of land gave the course architect plenty of variety for the layout, but I wonder how the sandy soil in this coastal region affected the build.
Like every large project, we had areas where we had local stone mixture called schisto, we had some clay as well, but we excavated that out and filled it back with the sand, and so yes, I think that helped us a lot.
The golf course is obviously the centrepiece of Bomb Sucesso, but it also incorporates a unique concept, in that it is the first design resort.
The concept is that it's basically green from wall to wall, so even the roofs of the houses are going to either be synthetic grass, real grass or planting. We have 22 architects involved in the project, and every street has been designed by a different one, and we've chosen some of the greatest architects in Europe. One or two of them, particularly the Portuguese ones, Senor Cesar Vieira was very controversial. He's famous for the museum in Bilbao, and that was a great controversial project, and he's one of ours, and his houses all sold like hotcakes very quickly.
Well, of course, not just is it popular with people who are coming to live here, but actually you've won awards already, I believe.
Yes, we've won some of the sort of tourism and real estate awards, and obviously those are great honours, and I think we've won them because of the uniqueness of the place.
And Stuart, tell me, what do you think would be your signature hole here?
Well, I think 17. Because you have this panoramic view of the mountains and the Lagoa of Óbidos, which is the largest natural inland lake in Portugal, and then if you turn away from the tee and look in the other direction, you have the sea, and so the panorama there is spectacular. The hole is so difficult and depends on the wind. If it's with the wind, you can knock it on in 2, but if it's against the wind, it's driver 1 iron, 5 iron, it can be very difficult. But there are so many other holes that are fabulous. Number 5 is a great par 3, number 2 another par 4. There are so many great holes here, it's difficult to really pick one.
And how do you think your professional experience with the PGA over the years mixes with the Portuguese course here?
I think that obviously when you build a dream for people, when they're looking for something for a residence or for a part-time residence, that they want both things from up-to-date modern things, people with experience and so on, but then on the other hand they want to live in a real climate, and Portugal is a fabulous country. It's just unspoiled, the people are lovely, the land is beautiful, and the weather of course is spectacular, and I'm sure it's a great relief to get from Ireland to come here.